Hi, my name's Daryl, and today I'm going to talk to you about one of the best bang for your buck upgrades that you can get for your Jeep Wrangler, and that would be upgrading your wheels and tires. Now, you can go out and buy brand new wheels and brand new tires, but if you want the bang for your buck upgrade, really what you want to look for is Rubicon takeoffs. Now, typically one of the first things Wrangler owners do when they get their Wrangler is they upgrade their wheels and tires. And if a Rubicon is doing this, you can get a great set of 33-inch wheels and tires off of a Rubicon. And that's what I did. So mine came with 31.5-inch all-weather tires. And yeah, we kept them for about 3 or 4 months. And I knew if I wanted to go off-roading that I really needed to get all-terrain tires. And so the other thing I wanted to do is I wanted to get black wheels. Because it goes so well with my bikini blue, bikini pearl Wrangler. And you can find just amazing deals for these takeoff wheels and tires. I mean, you know, the Wrangler owners, they just want their brand news. They want to get 35s or they want to get 37s on their Rubicon. And so, yeah, you can get them pretty cheap. I got mine for $750 and they were basically brand new. They actually still had wax on the tires. And yeah, I was looking at buying brand new wheels and tires, and that was going to cost me somewhere around, I think it was going to be around 3,000 bucks or so. So I saved a lot of money in doing this. One of the things that you also should consider is when you are upgrading your wheels and tires, I didn't have to do anything else to my Jeep. So I went from 31.5-inch tires to 33-inch tires. And so I didn't have to lift it. I didn't have to get new fender flares. I didn't have to make any modifications to my Jeep. There's no rubbing. I can take it off-road and I get a little bit of a lift to it. So one of the things I want to do is basically look out at how high this is off the ground. And then I'm going to compare it basically to my other tires just to see how much lift I got. And I'm actually going to put the other wheels and tires on just so that you can see the difference. But yeah, let's go ahead and do that right now, which is seeing, you know, how much lift I currently have. So I'm going to go ahead and measure to the top of the fender flare here. So this is the back wheel. So we have approximately to that top of the fender flare, I would say I'm going to go right to this little mark right here, kind of in the middle. And it looks like we are at approximately pretty much 37.5 inches is what it looks like to me. And so we will go ahead and also measure the front wheel, see what the front wheel looks like. So on our front wheel, we're going to go basically that same little middle piece right there. And so our front wheel is right at, it looks like it's pretty much right at about 36.5 inches. So it looks like the back was 37.5 and the front is 36.5. So I think basically, I think that's about right. I think you usually get about 1 inch of rake from the back to the front. So we'll see how that compares to the stock. All right, so I put the stock tires back on, the 31.5-inch. These are the all-weather tires. And yeah, that was a lot of work. I got to swap them back. I think I'm actually going to do a video on kind of the best techniques for putting the tires and the wheels on the hubs, because it's hard, especially with bigger tires. Anyway, so basically we went from a 31.5-inch tire to a 33-inch tire. All the specs are a little bit different, so a 33-inch tire isn't really 33 inches in diameter. But basically we should be gaining 1.5 inches. But you see basically half of that basically in the lifted distance. So you would see 3/4 of an inch below the axle and 3/4 of an inch above the axle. So you're not going to get basically that whole lift. You should get basically about half of that 1.5 inch difference in the tires. So let's see, we were at 37.5 inches before, so let's see where we are now. Yeah, so it's right at 36 3/4. So basically we got exactly 3/4 of an inch difference. So let's look at the front. So our front previously was 36.5. So I'm thinking this is going to be about 35 3/4. Let's see. pretty much right at 35 3/4. So yeah, so we gained a 3/4 of an inch, both on the back and also the front. We have an inch basically of rake. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. I mean, that 3/4 of an inch, you know, when you're off-road, it's not a 2.5, 3-inch lift, but it's something, and it's gonna help you clear those obstacles just a little bit better. So let's talk about some of the benefits of going to a larger tire. Obviously there's some aesthetics. I mean, I think it looks really great. If you notice, we actually painted our center cap to match our Bikini Pro Wrangler. So yeah, there's some paint that is really close, and it's just some spray paint. It works really great. But the benefits are, it looks great. You can see how beefy these are compared to the stock tire, so I really prefer how beefy they look. These are the Wild Peak, the Falcon Wild Peak all-terrain tires, and they're really quiet. They're very comfortable on the road. I don't notice any sort of difference in regards to the handling. The benefits are that it looks great, and these are better suited for off-road. And so if you try to take the all-weather tires, and if you try to take them off-road, I was gonna take it off-road here in Las Vegas, and a lot of my, you know, because I want to go with a group. I'm a brand new Jeeper, and they said that you're really likely to get a flat because of how sharp the rocks are on the trails here around Las Vegas. And so they said, yeah, you need all-terrain tires really to join us. And so, yeah, that's one of the benefits, is that it looks great, and you can actually take it off-road, and you can get some pretty good performance if you air down the tire. The other thing is it gives you a little bit more lift. And so, yeah, it's hard to beat this upgrade because it looks great and it's really functional as well. So I got my tires on Facebook Marketplace, and so that's a really good place to find them. Now, you're not going to want to have them shipped. You're going to want to find a place that's local. So some sort of a seller that's local, and you're going to want to go out and look at it, kind of inspect the tires, you know, ask some questions about how long they've had them, those kinds of things, how much tread is left before you actually make the purchase. I actually got mine mounted right away, just so that if I had any sort of problems with the tire, you know, I could kind of deal with it real quickly. The other thing that you're going to want to know is, if you do this, it's fairly likely that the seller actually took the TPMS sensors off of his original tires and put them on his new tires. And so a lot of times when you get the tires, they don't have TPMS sensors on them. So you're going to either have to swap them yourself, or you're going to want to go to a tire shop to have them done. You know, it is pretty difficult. I've got a video right here that kind of shows you how you can do it yourself, and yeah, it looks really hard, especially on some of these really big tires. So I'd recommend just going to a tire shop. You know, it won't cost you that much, and it won't take you as much time, and you won't get all bloody. So the one thing that you should know is that if you do change the diameter of your tire, going from like a 31.5 to a 33, or to a 35 or 37 or a 40, you're likely gonna, it's gonna probably hit your performance a little bit, because it's gonna be a little bit of a heavier tire and a little bit more diameter. So you're probably gonna feel a little bit less, you know, kind of oomph as you take off. The other thing you're going to do is it changes a lot of things about your Jeep. So when you get your Jeep, it's programmed for those specific tires. And so the gas mileage computer is set for that, the speedometer is set for that, and your automatic transmission, if you have an automatic transmission, its shift points are set for a specific speed. And so those all get kind of thrown off when you added a bigger tire. You're also likely going to suffer just a little bit worse fuel mileage as well. You're going to want to use a tool like JSCAN or Taser, or one of those tools that you can go in and you can set the diameter of your tire so that you can get your speedometer correct, and you can get those shifts point correct, as well as the fuel mileage. And the other thing that you should know is even though once you change that, you are probably going to get a little fuel mileage hit. And I'm actually doing right in the middle of doing a video basically testing the fuel mileage between my stock Jeep and then my Jeep with the 33-inch tires. And so I want to know how far off the speedometer is, how far off the fuel mileage is, and what the real impact of going from a 31-inch and a 1/2 inch tire to a 33-inch tire on the actual fuel mileage. Now, I did talk about JSCAN and Taser a little bit. If you are interested in JSCAN, I'm in the process of doing a video on that product as well, just to show you the basics on how you use it and some of the things that are the benefits of JSCAN. It's pretty much the cheapest tool out there for doing that, so you can also check your diagnostics, your diagnostic trouble codes on your Jeep. You can change your speedometer and a whole bunch of different things. And so, yeah, if you're interested in doing that, you probably want to purchase the product. And if you're interested in purchasing JSCAN, check out this video. And finally, would you prefer your Jeep look like this or look like this? Yeah, and so I think you can agree, you know, it's not the big 35s or 37s, but it looks so much better. And yeah, it's the best bang for the buck upgrade that you can do for your Jeep. If you got any value in this video, please like it, and also consider subscribing to my channel. I do a whole lot of Jeep Wrangler content. It's really focused on beginners. So if you're a beginner, or if you just like this content and want to check some more of it out, yeah, subscribe. And I hope to see you in the next one again very soon.